Could you explain the concept of debouncing in programming? What are the steps to categorize and structure output in the console? Can you define the concept of referential transparency in software engineering? Can you describe the technique of throttling in application development? Can you distinguish between passing arguments by value versus by reference? Can you elucidate the distinctions between packed and loosely filled arrays? Can you explain what dynamic imports are? Can you outline what inline caching entails in the context of performance optimization? Could you define the process of optional chaining in object property access? Could you explain the functions of compose and pipe in function composition? Could you explain what collation means? Could you provide an overview of hidden classes in programming? How can you change the cursor to a waiting state? What's the method for creating a loop that never ends? Why is it important to avoid using the with statement? What will be the result of the following 4 loops? Can you list some ES6 features? Could you explain what ES6 is? Is it possible to redeclare variables declared with let and const? Does declaring a variable with const make its value unchangeable? Could you define what default parameters are? What do template literals entail? How can you write strings that span multiple lines using template literals? What does nesting templates involve? Can you explain what tagged templates are? What are raw strings in the context of programming? Could you describe what a destructuring assignment is? What role do default values play in destructuring assignments? How can you swap values using destructuring assignment? What do enhanced object literals refer to? How can you prevent receiving post messages from malicious sources? Is it possible to completely avoid using post messages? Are post messages executed synchronously? What programming paradigm does JavaScript follow? What distinguishes internal from external JavaScript? Is JavaScript faster than server-side scripting? How can you determine the status of a checkbox? What is the purpose of the double tilde operator? How can you convert a character to its ASCII code? What is an array buffer?